So Bobby Joe Champion, using my son through Alexis, collected money from prepaid medical before. And I said that as Judge Mel Rooney gave my son that ticket in the 2nd District, Michael was not allowed to do PCA. Shayla had just died, and Michael had took over PCA for Shayla. And they kicked Michael off because him and Alexis had an issue. And I said Alexis was Bobby Joe Champion's people. So Traquan, right now, I'm telling you that I thought they set you up through Tanya Bransford. And that day that you bought those tennis shoes to my mama house, 618th Avenue, you bought a pair of shoes for Shayla, you bought a pair of shoes for Zai, and then they locked you up and said that was, the charge that Tanya gave you, but another judge said you violated your parole under. Believe me, I'm saying Bobby Joe Champion sets his family up. And I'm saying the motherfucker killed my daughter. So as I wait right now for my son to respond to me, who might be at work, who might be up there with Amy Klobuchar, playing another game, be very clear, Bobby. I claim that you raped me for Mercille Burkhalter. And I'm saying that as payback, you like to be the head guy paying me back for all kind of stuff. So when Mercille Burkhalter got fired for withholding my grade, remember now, I come from a family that I don't mince words about. And I said that we sold drugs. That's what we did. And you had the opportunity to follow the family, or you could go to school and get a job or do whatever the fuck you want to do. But you could have followed the family, and that was selling drugs. And my cousin got popped and did time for selling drugs. He was sitting in a seat, right, Keith Burkhalter? And as he was sitting in a seat, Keith Burkhalter, it was a lot of drugs underneath that seat. And I don't know if he owned them or not. I don't know if he said they were his or not. I know it was in the Star and Tribune when I went to PYC, and I had to read the newspaper and write an article about it. A paragraph, a page, it didn't matter. And I had an opinion, and Mercille Burkhalter didn't like my opinion, and Mercille Burkhalter failed me. She was my teacher. And because we were allowed to go into the offices of our teachers, I seen on her desk my tests. And as I seen my test on her desk, it said I had a C, that I did not fail that test. But Mercille had given me a failing grade. She actually failed me for the whole class. Then when Jim called her in the office and they had a conversation, she admitted it was because I was talking about her grandson, Diedrich, my cousin, who had just got popped, who was getting ready to do a lot of time, and I had an opinion, and she didn't like my opinion. So Jim Long gave her the opportunity to either quit or be fired. Mercille quit, right, Otis? And then you and Bobby had me raped right after that. I'm going to stand by that, Keith, right? I'm willing to go to a motherfucking lie detector test, Bobby. Remember now, because Versace, Benny, took me to that concert. And that was right around the time, Benny, where I said that I got that $300 from you and I had an abortion, a fake-ass abortion. Bridget and I was sitting around on God, on my mama. Me and Bridget was sitting around. She said, you know how to pay that nigga back? Tell him you're pregnant. Because this bitch is pregnant and he'll get you an abortion. Tell him you want an abortion, Sharon. So I did what Bridget told me to do. Benny dropped down $300 and Benny never looked back, Michael. Benny didn't speak to me. Benny didn't call me no more. Benny moved the fuck on as I did. So you be very clear. Be very clear. I said that Bobby Joe Champion, Benny, Troy, Versace's dead. I don't know anything about a Pookie Duke, but I do know Pat Baker, that the VFW from Linda's house, Roland Jr., with Bobby Joe Champion and Keith, right? Keith was in the car a lot. Every time Todd and Corey Saunders with this Kevin who did editorials for Jet Magazine, came to my mama house to buy drugs, 16th and Thomas, there was always somebody in the car by the name of Keith. Keith's in the car. Keith's in the car. That's all I ever heard from Todd and Corey. Keith's in the motherfucking car. So I said Keith was a fucking dope addict, right? And that dope head is now fucking with me. That's what I said. And I'm having a bad day. Why? Is that dope head is fucking with my money. Him and Bobby are my Senate, my budget. They're my pussy. They're my motherfucking dick. They're my titties. They're my teeth. Right now, I said Bobby Joe Champion. Keith Ellison took 20 good teeth out of spite. Thomas Kane. Huh? Thomas Kane? Did Bobby Joe and Keith pay you for that claim and you let them take 20 good teeth and make me ugly? That's how I feel. Thomas Kane. Right? Don't nobody listen to me. I'm just a smoker. I smoke weed. Well, at least that's all I used to smoke until Tanya Bransford. I said Tanya Bransford and a Jacqueline Bullio. I don't know how to spell Jacqueline Bullio's name, but her motherfucking initials are JB, Jackie Baker. So as Linda Baker's people was at that motherfucking juvenile court, and I'm dealing with this JB who's saying I can't see my grandson, you be very clear, Jackie Baker. I said that was you in Bobby's court. I said Bobby was facilitating deals with judicial officials and paying them out of my stolen money. ANHA, United States Army. You be very fucking clear. And I'd rather die than, kiss Keith's ass. I'd rather die than suck Keith's dick. I'd rather die than have sex with Keith Ellison, Bobby Joe Champion. It's that motherfucking serious for me. I would rather fucking die.